everyone, it's Di. Welcome back. Today I just want to talk to you a little bit about my accomplishments in 2015 reading wise and what I would like to accomplish in 2016. 2016's goals are going to be both in reading and other things. By the time this video goes up, I should have read 119 books this year. That is a complete turnaround from last year, where I only read 38 books and did not meet my Goodreads reading challenge at all. I do have to say that I think hitting that number has a lot to do with me finding BookTube this year, and I have to thank Lee from TotalLee.net. If you don't know who she is, she does have a channel on YouTube where she talks about books, but she also talks about another hobby of hers, which are crocheted blankets. I will link her channel down below so you can check her out, or you can check out her blog where she showcases more of the work that she has done. If she had not introduced me to BookTube, I don't think I would have come near the number of books that I've read this year. BookTube has really introduced me to a lot of new people and a lot of books that I probably would not have heard of if I wasn't a part of this community. So thank you, Lee, for introducing me to BookTube earlier in 2015. As far as the best book I've read this year, I would have to say that it would be a series, and that would be the Others series by Anne Bishop. I was introduced to this series by the Gwendolyn Reading Method. I will link her channel down below. She had talked about this pretty early this year, I think. It was one of the first videos that I watched that she had recommended, the first book written and read. This book is about a blood prophet named Meg, and she escapes from a facility where they're keeping her safe. But as she escapes, she happens upon the Lakeside Courtyard, which is a place where there are other paranormal creatures like werewolves and vampires, and you've got elementals, and she becomes their human liaison, which is basically like their post person. She accepts their deliveries from the postman, who is a human. The post people are pretty reluctant to deliver packages to the courtyard because of the types of creatures that do live there. They feel like they're in danger, but Meg is the one that puts them at ease and is able to collect orders or deliveries for different things for the people that live in the courtyard. Of course, in the first book, she escapes, and the people she escapes from want her back because she can see prophecies, and they have been selling them for their own profit. But she becomes a member of this courtyard, and when it's found out that these people are after her, the courtyard rallies around her and tries to protect her from the people that were keeping her hostage all of these years. And I blew through all 3 books that were out this year very quickly. The 4th one is coming out in March or April. I can't remember. I think I heard it got pushed back a little bit, but I am super excited for that release, and if you haven't checked it out, I would highly recommend that you check out Written and Read, which is the first novel in the Others series by Anne Bishop. As far as the worst book I read this year, I would have to say it would be Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I did not expect to dislike this book as much as I did. It seemed like it would be something that was right down my alley, a psychological thriller type story. There was a lot of hype around it, and I totally expected to love it. But it just didn't click for me. I didn't like any of the characters. I didn't feel like any of them had anything redeemable about them and I kind of felt like I wasted time reading the book, which I am very sorry to say. If it wasn't for my coworkers who were also reading the book and absolutely loved it, it probably would have been the first book I DNF'd ever. But I did trudge through to the end, and I ended up giving that book only 2 stars. I had said in a wrap-up earlier this year that I probably would not be reading another Gillian Flynn novel ever because of the experience I had with this first book, but it wasn't because of her writing. The writing I thought was good. It was the story that I didn't like, but I hear a lot of her stories are like that. So I don't know now. If you have a Gillian Flynn book that you liked besides Gone Girl, please let me know down in the comments below, because I think I should give her another chance. Because like I said, it wasn't her writing that hit me wrong, it was the actual story. So yeah, that was the worst book I read this year, I'd have to say. As far as 2016 goes, there are a few things that I am looking to do. The first of which is participating in Rock My TBR, which is a challenge where you read at least 1 book off your shelf every month. I am going to not only endeavor to do that, but I do also have a Scribd subscription and a Kindle Unlimited subscription. And before you wonder why I have 2 ebook subscriptions, it's because my mom does read a lot and we couldn't decide between the 2 which one we like better. So I had initially gone with Scribd, and I do enjoy that service quite a bit. It has a lot of books that I'm interested in reading. But the Kindle Unlimited subscription I got on Prime Day or something like that. I got a 2-year membership for like $5 a month or something, and I thought, why not? Let me try it out. There was a series that I was interested in reading on there anyway, so I went ahead with that. And it turns out my mom likes the Kindle Unlimited subscription better. So we will be keeping both subscriptions for the time being. But anyway, back to my challenge. I am going to up the Rock My TBR challenge to include at least 1 book off of Scribd or Kindle Unlimited every month, so that I make sure that I use the subscriptions and they don't just keep renewing without me using them. The second thing that I will be participating in is finishing the series. And in this challenge, you should finish a certain number of series, or endeavor to finish a certain number of series in the year. I have committed to finishing between 3 and 6 series this year, and I think I will probably do more than that, but 3 to 6 was a good number for me, and so that is something else that I have on my horizon for 2016. The next thing I will be doing to start the year off is also something that I want to do more of, which are buddy reads. And so I will be starting 2016 with a buddy read on the 3rd, and you will hear more about that in my TBR for the month. But I do have several buddy reads scheduled already, and I'm super excited. And I will also be participating in TBR Takedown 3.0, which is hosted by Leaning Lights. I will list all of the challenges and information down in the description box below if you are interested in joining me. As far as my reading challenge for 2016, I am probably going to go back to 52 books. Now, I know I read 119 books this year, but quite a few of those were mangas, I have to say. I do count those as books because Goodreads counts those. But I don't foresee myself going to the library as much, just because I'm trying to whittle down my physical books on hand. But my daughter is also graduating from high school this year, and I think it's going to be super hectic in this last semester of her high school life. It has already been pretty hectic this first half of the year, so I foresee it being just as much, if not more, hectic. So I don't want to try to push myself to read a whole lot of books when I don't think that I'm going to have time to commit to it. So I will set it at 52 books, and if I do happen to bypass that number, I will raise it, but I don't think I want to go higher than 75 books. Another thing that I would like to accomplish in 2016 is more knitting or crochet projects. Knitting and crochet is something that I've been doing for a very long time, and I found that in 2015 reading took over my life, and I did not do hardly any knitting or crochet projects. I did finish one knitting project, which I will show you now. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you might have already seen this, but I did knit this hat this year. Let me back it up a little bit. This is a brioche stitch slouchy beanie. These are my daughter's high school colors, and it's something that I wore to her field show tournaments this past marching band season. This is my own design or pattern, and I based it off a slouchy beanie that I saw in a Korean drama. And so I really would like to get back to being more crafty. I also started a crochet panel, which I am ashamed to say I will not finish by the end of 2015, but I will finish it. It is too big to show on camera, but I will insert a picture here. This is the type of work that I really want to get back into in 2016, and I do have a couple of pattern ideas floating around in my head that have been floating around in my head for a while that I really want to work out in real life. And so I will take the extra time that I am not reading to work on that. The third thing that I found that I completely disregarded in 2015 because of the amount of reading I was doing was my Korean dramas. You may not know, but before I found BookTube, I was a Korean drama addict. I love my Korean dramas. I do keep up with a couple Korean variety shows every week, which are Running Man and 2 Days, 1 Night, and I just love those shows. They're super different from anything I see on American TV. But I have hardly watched any dramas this year. I think maybe 6. I used to watch between 18 to 25 dramas a year, and I have really not done any watching of Korean dramas this year. And I really want to get back into it. So between the 3 extra things, reading less, knitting and crocheting more, and watching more Korean dramas, I think that will really help me balance out my time. I feel like 2015 was all about reading and reading and reading, and I kind of want to find a balance to the hobbies that I enjoy and not have to put aside a hobby to enjoy another. So I guess my goal for 2016 is to be more balanced in my hobbies. But I do enjoy being a part of this community, and I'm really thankful for all of the new people that I've met and friends that I've made this year. And I hope to make more friends next year. I thank you for watching this video, and I hope that 2015 was great for you and that 2016 is even more awesome. Until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.